Choosing your attributes in Oblivion Remastered is a process of deciding which things you really want to do in the game and capitalizing on them. This is true of any RPG really, but what of the mysterious luck attribute? Should you be investing in it? Is it worth it? Why are there so many posts about it that are over 10 years old? In this video today, I want to help you understand the luck attribute and if it's worth it in your playthrough by showing off what it gives benefits to and if you need it. If this is your first time on my channel, the way I do things is by upfronting the knowledge in my videos. So with that being said, let me give you the down and dirty of how luck works. Luck adds a bonus to your skills, but it's not a flat 1-to-1. Essentially, for every 10 points of luck over 50, you get 4 skill points added to all of your skills. So if you have 60 luck, that then gives you 4 skill points to everything. 70 luck adds 8 skill points, so on and so forth. There's an equation involved in this, and I'm just giving you the simple numbers. So if you were to have, say, example, 65 luck, you would have, I think it's 6 points to everything. So it's a percentage of your luck value. In addition, it'll affect minor things like stuff in the arena, a Daedric artifact's ability to hit, and whether or not a lockpick or hammer will break on failed usage. But that's it. Despite what many have said, luck unfortunately has no effect on loot found in chests. This has been tested and checked via the game files over the last 20 years. My opinion, luck is one of the strongest stats in the game. But I also think it's a min-max power gaming stat as well. I've never intentionally built luck into any of my playthroughs, and I've skipped over it entirely in most. I've beaten the game just fine, and I'll continue to do so. I'll explain how those skill points work, but they're not true skill points either. If you love investing in it and plan to do so, I encourage it. But if you're new to the game and wondering if you should reroll your character because an article or a Reddit post said otherwise, definitely not. This is an open-world, single-player RPG. Play this game however the hell you want. This video is meant to arm you with the information so you can decide if luck is how you want to play, or if it's just analysis paralysis from the internet's constant need to min-max. Play the game you want, not what the internet tells you to. But that's too long to watch this entire video. And if that's all you wanted to know, please feel free to shut the video down. I want to be respectful of your time. You can also navigate to any part of this video that interests you the most using the chapters with the timeline in the description. And if you end up heading out, please don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe if the information in this video was helpful for you, as each one of those helps me out. Lastly, if you've not yet purchased the game, you can find a link to Fanatical in the description and pinned comment, which will get you a Steam version of the game for 17% off. And I make something like a 4% commission, which goes directly towards my mini Aussies toy fund. Well, let's get started on, is luck the best stat in all of Oblivion Remastered? So let's start this conversation about luck off in the character creation screen. We're going to open up the stats. We're going to go all the way to the bottom here to luck. We're going to see it's 50. No matter what race I select, it will always be 50. The base calculation for luck begins at 50. 50 is the critical point because everything after 50 is basically a net gain on your skills. Everything sub 50, the game won't even put into a calculation. So, well, it does, but it just gets negated by the calculation because the calculation is basically 40% of your luck skill over 50 is added. I'm sorry, your luck stat, your luck attribute is added to your skills. So 50, the equation is like 40% of luck stat minus 50. So right now that number is 0, right? Because it's 50. But if this number were 60, 50 minus 60 is 10. 40% of 10 is 4. 4 is then added to all of your skills across the board here. And we'll talk about how that isn't as great as it sounds in just a second. But how do you maximize this stat out the gate? You choose whatever race you want to choose. I'm just going to go ahead and press this, go here, press continue, yes. Then we go to our birth sign, and you then select Thief. This is going to give us now 60 total luck. And that is crucial. This is the only other way to improve it, aside from editing a class, and you have to create your own class. None of the default classes have luck as a favorite attribute. So you would then have to put that in here. Go to attributes, excuse me, go here, and that's going to give us 5 more. So with our luck at 65, we know that that equation would give us like 5 skill points, right? Well, when we click over to this screen, none of this is going to reflect that because +5 is the base of any skill in the game. All characters have 5 on all skills, no matter what. It's a behind the scenes calculation that is added to these skills that then buffs them. So I'm not seeing the +5 that's added to light armor. And that's how luck is attributed in the game. People tell you to get this up there really fast because then it gets you at max 20 total skill points, right? Because we're taking that 100, we're reducing it by 50. It's just 50 now, and we're taking 40% of that number. So we'll be at a plus 20. Here's why I don't think that's great, because of how those skill points work. Let's take a look at Blade here right now. Blade is a primary skill on this character, a major skill. And I know I get really good benefits at Apprentice, Journeyman, Expert, Master, so on and so forth. If I were to have luck, let's just say at 20 right now, or I'm sorry, at 100 right now, right? It would give me the 20 skill points. Behind the scenes, the game looks at my Blade as 57. It does not grant me the 50 breakpoint or the 75 breakpoint or the 100 breakpoint for any skill. There's one exception. It's Armorer. We'll talk about it in a second. So that's kind of not that great. It does help me for increasing the damage to a point. So the game allows you to modify your skills, right? You can use Fortify a skill, and fortifying a skill increases the damage that it does, reduces magicka, it increases all sorts of great things, right? Having a higher skill in anything is always good. But the game only computes that between 0 to 100. So if I had 100 Blade and I fortified my 100 luck with a Fortify luck spell, my Blade, for its damage purposes, still only does 100 blades worth of damage. And that might have been fixed and remastered, but I'm going to assume that it hasn't been. And if it has, it's still probably not going to be a massive number, because the closer you are to 100 in a skill, the less that luck matters. And luck, to max it out, takes way more levels. Because remember, per level, you can increase each one of these by 5, right? Or luck by 1. And that is going to take you a real long time to get there. So that is one of the biggest things that's holding me back from really wanting to invest in luck, is that I know luck is not going to increase my damage in anything past 100. And I know the closer I'm going to invariably get to maxing a skill out, because that's what you're going to do in this game, is max a skill out, the less effective luck is. It's basically becomes wasted skill points in my mind. And this is, again, the way I like to play. If you don't like that and you want to jump into luck and you want to take advantage of those things, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I'm just trying to show people that doing this, maximizing it, is not necessarily going to hurt them if they didn't, right? Like they can still play this game just fine and still experience just a fine experience in this game. It takes about 35 levels to maximize luck, which is like 25 levels more than almost any other attribute. Because any other attribute here, you can just put 5 points into it every level. Depending on when you started, it would take somewhere around 10 levels, right? So, because that's 50 points. But since you can only put 1 luck into this, it's going to take you 35 points, assuming you started it at 65. So by the time I'm going to have done that, I'm going to have maxed out all of my major skills, or the ones that I really care about anyway. So the benefit doesn't really trigger for me. Now, it does affect Armorer, like I said, and that is that if you were to bring your Armorer to Master through luck, then your repair hammers never break. That you do get that attribute. Whether or not that's a bug or intended, it remains to be seen, but you do get that benefit. So this is my breakdown of how that luck attribute works. Is it really going to affect your gameplay? Not necessarily. Let's quickly talk about that. So in the game, you get loot, right? You get iron, you get steel. You'll eventually go all the way up to cool things like Daedric armor and whatnot. Luck does not affect this. It does not increase the chances of getting more gold. It doesn't increase the chances of upgrading the quality of something from, say, like iron to steel, anything like that. And so it's an unfortunate circumstance when it comes to luck's actual ramification in the game world outside of your stats. It does not give that benefit. I don't remember if it does in Skyrim. Someone can feel free to let me know. It did not in Morrowind. I guess people thought that it did. And after I did research for this video, it actually didn't. So it works just like Morrowind, I guess. But Another thing that luck will affect is anytime you go to do a lock pick, or anytime you go to use, let me see if I have a repair hammer on me. I do. So let's go ahead and try to repair these. Luck is the attribute it will look at to determine if the hammer breaks when I fail a repair. Okay, cool, 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 cool. So my luck bottomed out right there. So hammers and lock picks, when you fail, luck determines if it breaks or not. I don't have high luck. Well, I have decent luck now. And it also plays into how the skill works too. The skill does break it. It's not just like luck isn't the sole thing that creates it, but it can add like a modifier against it from what I've looked at. So that's how luck comes into the game world. There's another instance in the arena. If you have the higher your luck is, the more hit points the actors have in the arena that are on your side, that you're like doing stuff with or doing stuff for, what have you. And also it helps out with Mehrunes' Razor. But outside of that, luck will have no other real little random events here and there it might affect, but nothing that is like pivotal where you're like, dude, I'm getting terrible loot. It's because my luck is low. Nay, it's just because you're unlucky. You yourself are unlucky. It's not a game thing. So at that, it brings our video here to a close. Hopefully now you have a better understanding of how luck works. There's no reason for me to really drag this video on in a super long fashion because it's a pretty upfront, transparent conversation. It's a simple equation. It adds skill. It adds superficial skill behind the scenes, and then that it cannot really give you damage benefits or any real cool benefits over 100 because the game limits that in its base calculation. But like I've said before, using luck and pushing those skills towards the skills that you don't want to invest in. Like that's the big thing I probably didn't talk enough about is like, man, I never want to put any points into Mercantile. I don't really want to spend time with it. So the passive 20 points that it constantly gives me while it passively increases in my light gameplay of it is beneficial to me as the player. Then that's totally it, right? Like that's how it would really kind of fall in is raising the bar for the entire line of your skills. So rather than them existing at 5 skill points, they exist calculation wise at 25, right? Because plus 20 to all of them is going to put your worst skill at a minimum of 25 for the game's calculation. And that's really where the min-maxy power gamey of it all exists, right? All of your skills will be at least apprentice game-wise calculation. So go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. Do you play with luck? Do you love it? And this is why you love it. Are you relieved because now you can finally not deal with luck? Or are you saying, hey, you know what? Be that as it may, I kind of like the role play of using luck to get the benefits out of these things so I don't need to maximize that skill as fast or as much as I wanted to, whatever it is. Let it be known in the comment section below. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. Have a good one and take care.